You're watching Channel 4, Washington's leading station for news and information. This is the night side edition of Channel 4 News, a complete summary of today's news and a first look at tomorrow. Presented by Jim Vance, Dave Marish, weather with Bob Ryan, sports with George Michael, Susan King's cover story, and featuring Arch Campbell. And now, Channel 4 News, live at 11.
While official Washington paused to listen to President Reagan's State of the Union tonight, a rash of violence hit the streets of D.C.
Police, Jim, are looking tonight for a person who walked up to a parked car and shot the man in the driver's seat. Police say 21-year-old Melvin Sugg was in the car with a friend when somebody fired through the windshield and shot Sugg in the shoulder. He's in stable condition tonight at D.C. General Hospital. All this happened around 5:30 tonight near 4922 Call Place in Southeast. The friend who was in the car told us Sugg yelled for her to duck before he was shot. Then he got out of the car and the man with the gun ran away.
Also tonight, D.C. police say it appears that a policewoman accidentally shot a man tonight in Southeast. Police say Officer Patricia Williams was trying to execute a search warrant at a home at 3267 Stanton Road. Police say the officer chased after a possible suspect named Lawrence Williams of Southeast D.C., but she tripped, and police say the gun accidentally fired and hit Williams. He is listed in serious but stable condition tonight. Lawrence Robinson is the name, rather. Lawrence Robinson is the suspect's name. We are told he was wanted on drug violations and that 6 others were arrested in that investigation. Police did make the other arrests, 6 in all. They say they also seized some narcotics. Not far away from that scene, police found a body in an alley at 15th Street and Congress Place. They say 35-year-old Joseph Pinckney was with a girlfriend when the girlfriend's brother approached and the 2 men began arguing. Police say the brother pushed Pinckney. He fell, hit his head on the pavement, and died. Pinckney is from Mechanicsville, Maryland. Police have ordered an autopsy to determine just how he died. 3 more young men convicted in the gang murder of Catherine Fuller were sentenced today. D.C. Superior Court Judge Robert Scott sentenced 26-year-old Russell Overton and 21-year-old Charles Turner each to 35 years to life in prison. But he gave Charles's brother, Christopher, age 20, 27 years to life. The judge said he gave Christopher Turner the lighter sentence because he had no prior criminal record. Eh?
Jim, as predicted, President Reagan proposed a catastrophic health insurance plan and what he called welfare reform in his State of the Union speech tonight.
But as Susan King reports in her cover story from Capitol Hill, there are hints that this Reagan agenda may face some tough going. Sue?
Well, Jim, the big news of the speech was out before President Reagan even came up here to Capitol Hill here tonight. And so style was quite important. And the president showed real determination to continue that Reagan revolution. But he had a new name for it. He called it the Great American Comeback. The president made it clear tonight that he's going to continue to push for radical change in this town. But if you look closely, there were signs of real trouble in that there House chamber. Take a look at what we mean. That's something else Reagan style was right up front. He ad-libbed bipartisan spirit by pointing out the retiring speaker, Tip O'Neill.
I want to salute you for your service to Congress and country. Here's to you.
A surprised O'Neill could only look cooperative after that. But in case he missed the point, the president put the burden of fixing the federal budget squarely on the speaker's lap.
Before we leave this city, let's you and I work together to fix it.
This is the Graham-Rudman Congress, the men and women who passed it and those who must live or die by it. Senator Phil Gramm clapped wildly when the president sang its praises, but this did not look like an O'Neill convinced. And when the president listed agenda item number 1, the balanced budget amendment that would institutionalize Graham-Rudman, O'Neill looked downright disgruntled.
We should lock in our gains with a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution.
Agenda item 2, tax reform, a holdover from last year. It may not have lost its passion with the president, but does this look like a Democratic congressional leadership convinced?
Will you join me now and we'll walk this last mile together?
With this year's heroes, all children, sitting next to the First Lady, the education issue sounded the right note. But the president's call again for school prayer won a big nothing from presidential contender Senator Gary Hart. The only man clapping with passion, conservative Congressman Henry Hyde. When the president introduced his newest initiative, welfare reform, there was moderate applause, chamber-wide. It's an issue that may dominate this body, It's also an issue that is still controversial and yet undefined. So if you read body language, and that's about as good as any way to judge what happens here on Capitol Hill, you come to two main conclusions tonight. And that is that President Reagan is making clear he ain't no lame duck. And the Democrats on Capitol Hill are saying, just you wait, Ronald Reagan, until the elections of '86. Gentlemen?
Susan King.
Thank you, Susan.
$8 million worth of liquid PCP hidden away in mouthwash bottles was confiscated today by the D.C. police. Officers arrested 44-year-old Curtis Simmons. He's from Los Angeles. They found the drugs inside Listerine bottles in his luggage. Police say they were acting on a tip when they went to Simmons' motel room on Bladensburg Road in Northeast. Simmons is being held without bond. He's charged with possession of PCP and with intent to distribute. Police call it the biggest PCP bust ever, and they say they'll continue to investigate what appears to be a large drug ring operating in the area of D.C. and the mid-Atlantic states.
An explosion blew apart a furniture and appliance store in Crystal Spring, Mississippi this afternoon. 8 bodies have been pulled from the rubble so far. The search continues tonight. Firefighters at the scene aren't sure, but first indications are the explosion erupted in ceiling-hung gas heaters. And for the third time in less than 24 hours, a bomb has been aimed at one of Paris's most tourist-filled places. The bomb that went off tonight injured 5 people and set off a fire that burned its way through several floors of one of Paris's biggest book and record stores on the Boulevard Saint-Michel, the main street of the Latin Quarter. This explosion follows one yesterday in a shopping arcade along the Champs-Élysées, in which 7 people were injured. A third bomb was found in the Eiffel Tower last night and defused just an hour before it had been set to go off. A previously unknown group claimed responsibility for the arcade bombing. Nobody has taken responsibility for the Eiffel Tower or bookstore bombs.
Syria's ambassador tonight is accusing Israel of international terrorism. This after Israel intercepted a Libyan jet carrying Syrian officials bound for Damascus. Israel intercepted the small passenger jet early today and forced it to land in northern Israel. Israeli officials believe the plane was carrying top guerrilla leaders. Actually, there were 9 minor Syrian politicians on board. Once Israel had searched the plane and found no terrorists, the plane was allowed to leave with everyone on board safe and unhurt. Israel is offering no apologies tonight. Bob Ryan's coming up to tell us whether we reserve space on the Ark.
And Larry Shademan will travel down memory lane with some youngsters who are learning about the good old days. Larry's good old days.
Why did the Hockett's pass up Redskin tickets, a tailgate party, and 4 other dealers to come to Oarsman Chevrolet?
We saved $1,300 on a new pickup from Oarsman Chevrolet.
The American Express card buys Chinese food, rental cars, compact discs, theater tickets, ties, hotel rooms, toys, airline tickets, cruises, VCRs. But at times like these...
Everything was in that bag. My American Express card, everything.
Don't worry. Let me have your name.
The card is worth much more than what it can buy.
Yes, we can get you a new card in 24 hours.
The American Express card. Don't leave home without it.
When I want to look sensational, I know I can count on Estee Lauder, because she has this 5-piece gift for me with any Estee Lauder purchase of $10 or more. It gives me a chance to try some fabulous products, including Private Collection Perfumed Body Cream and Renutriv Lipstick. And with help from Estee Lauder, I know I'll always look as good as I feel. This Estee Lauder gift is yours through February 8th at Lord & Taylor.
Maybe the poets are right. Maybe love is the only answer.
Elliot, don't!
Lee, I'm in love with you.
You want my husband to have a child with you?
Yeah, don't answer now. Just, you know, take it home and think about it for a while.
I don't know if you remember me, but we had the worst night of my life together.
Rated PG-13.
Starts Friday, February 7th at selected theaters. Check newspaper for showtimes.
When you're taking a trip and need help, don't go to strangers.
Here are your traveler's checks. That's $10 service charge.
There's no reservation for you. Have a nice day.
And make a left. Or is it a right?
Don't go to strangers. Come to AAA, to someone like Pat Brown. She'll chart your course, make hotel reservations, even get you American Express traveler's checks with no service fee. So don't go to strangers.
Come to AAA.
Tonight, the students from an elementary school in Montgomery County took their final exam in their most recent course of study. This exam had a great beat, and you could definitely dance to it. Larry Shainman reports.
Tonight, children of the 80s danced or tried to the music of the 50s. This sock hop marked the Glen Haven Elementary School's 35th anniversary and ended a recent classroom project conceived by Principal Mrs. Beischer to study the decade in which the school was founded, 50s culture, and obviously hairstyle and clothing. What do you think life was like in the 50s?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there, but probably just kind of people just did dancing at the old type of stuff and going like that.
That's called the jitterbug, son, and these instructors stopped by to give some much-needed lessons. While we got some lessons from these greased-back, poodled, bobby-socked fifth graders about life long ago.
Back then, they didn't have Lamborghinis and all that.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
They were kind of hard times to live in then, weren't they?
Stuff didn't cost as much. They cost like 15 cents for a hamburger or something.
And for all the youngsters here tonight who so graciously referred to 50s clothing as weird and 50s music as terrible, we just can't wait till they come back to another reunion here in about the year 2025 and hear what their children have to say about stonewashed jeans, big shirts, and Bruce Springsteen. Larry Shainman, Channel 4 News in Silver Spring.
They won't be able to speak in the same terms as they could about the 50s. That school has even established what it calls a nifty 50s museum. Really keen it is, featuring such ancient treasures as 45 RPM records and hula hoops.
So hep.
Cool. What was life like before Lamborghinis? I don't know how we ever made it through. Oh, well, life tonight. What was life like?
Life is in a fog.
It is.
Like the rest of
Let me assure you, Mr. President, that the weather tonight was not meant to be any commentary whatsoever on your State of the Union. But there are many, many times when, indeed, Congress is in a fog. Tonight, it was a very, very dense fog that they were in. A meteorological one. Visibility, as you could see. Again, no commentary on the speech. It probably was the Democratic side, too, that was producing all the fog. All we need is a bit of hot air to get rid of that, of course. And I'm sure we'll get some of that. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, some folks, and I think here in Washington, may see some weather closer to April rather than February. Where is February? Take a look at what's happening in over us now. The reason for the fog, we've been under this mantle of cool air all day long with east to northeasterly winds. Temperatures in the 30s, raining right now around New York City where it's 34 degrees. But overrunning this has been some very, very warm and even humid air. Right now in Atlanta, it's 64 degrees. Huntsville, Alabama, this afternoon was a record 74 degrees. And even as we speak, heavy thunderstorms are rumbling through Mobile, Alabama, where there's a severe thunderstorm watch out for eastern and southeastern Alabama. We are still in the cool air with our current temperature of 38 degrees, southerly wind at 7 miles per hour, and the relative humidity, when you're in a fog, when you're in a cloud, it is 100%, and that's what it is now, the relative humidity. The air cannot hold any more moisture. All our weather watchers report temperatures in the 30s, the chilly 30s still out by the Shenandoah and out through the Blue Ridge, about 3/4 to as much as 1 inch of rain, a little bit more rain to our north. Rain pretty much gone, but there is some drizzle. Howard Leonard, Burtonsville, 34 degrees, a bit milder, and I think a sign of some of our milder weather to come our way tomorrow to our south, 41 degrees right now in the northern neck. A lot of the country is stormy and most of it wet, not white. There is some snows out through, there is some snow. And some snows out in the Rockies where there's been up to 7 inches of snow around Sheridan, Wyoming. But when we zoom in, you can see that the moisture will keep coming. Here's one batch that will come in over us with a jet pattern that's dipping to the south. That will bring some rains in tomorrow. And then, of all things, some more storminess getting set in West Texas, and that will be coming through Arkansas tomorrow. That will be here for Thursday. Tomorrow, we'll see some scattered showers, not the steady soaking rains of today. And with southwesterly winds, I think especially from Washington south, we will break out into some really spring-like weather. Get rid of the fog, too, especially on Capitol Hill. For us, for tonight, it will be a foggy night, and especially toward dawn, the fog will even get thicker. So be very, very careful driving later on tonight toward dawn tomorrow. Temperatures in the rather damp 30s with some drizzle. Tomorrow, though, after the early morning fog, I think it'll break up. We may actually see some breaks in the clouds. Temperatures will soar into the 60s although I still can't rule out a passing shower, especially tomorrow afternoon, so take along the umbrella to be on the safe side. Tomorrow night, still some showers, maybe some drizzle, temperatures 40 to 45 degrees. And after we'll start out just cloudy on Thursday, another batch of rain. That area of rain to the west of Texas will be coming in. Temperatures in the high 40s. And by late Thursday and Friday, we could see another area of moderate rain, and then that should be it. I mean, not it for storminess, but it for the rain.
I like the look of that weekend.
The weekend looks all right.
High on the south.
We'll put up with the rain now.
Well, I'll take that deal. Thanks, Bob.
Optimistic outlook. George Michael with a raft of big sports events coming up.
Topping it off, what a basketball game. Showdown for #1 in college hoops. We'll have highlights coming up next.
We have low-cost loans for education, but that's not good enough. So now we offer you more ways to finance, from grade school through college. Maryland National, we're good, and we're getting better.
I read it every day for news around the USA.
I read it every day for business that really pays.
I read it every day for weather that's on the way.
I read it every day
for sports that people play.
Every day for movies, books, and plays, at home or away. I read it every day.
USA Today, every day.
The Giant name stands for quality, value, service, and the best national brands, like the Beatrice family of fine products. Save this week on the 24-ounce size of Wesson vegetable oil, $1.39 a bottle. Delicious Peter Pan peanut butter, an 18-ounce jar for $1.59. Or refreshing 100% pure Tropicana orange juice, $2.39 for a half gallon. You'll find Beatrice products and more at Giant, where caring about quality and value is only the beginning.
It's your money, son, but if you want my advice, buy another Subaru.
Sure, Dad.
We agreed you'd buy a Subaru.
But, Dad, I did.
The new Subaru XT Coupe.
Drive a new 1986 Subaru at your local dealer today.
Every once in a while, you hear people complain about how small the seats are on the Eastern Shuttle. Come on. I've been taking the shuttle for years. I even hear New York Air bragging that their seats are 23% roomier. But that's not going to make me switch shuttles. No, sir. I mean, Eastern's fine. They give me all the room I need to stretch out.
Right now, you and I could not get into Virginia. You got to be the president summa sum to get into Virginia.
But they still play some good ball.
Right.
At places like Virginia and Georgia Tech.
It was the biggest showdown in college basketball this year. We're talking about top-ranked North Carolina playing second-ranked Georgia Tech. Late in the second half, Georgia Tech was leading 46-36. I said, there they are, new #1 team in the nation. Wrong. North Carolina fights back, eliminates the 11-point deficit. They win 78-77 in overtime. Let's go to the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. First half of the game, Georgia Tech in their home gold jerseys, going right inside of their strength, John Sally, and he responded, was fouled on the play. Georgia Tech was going to really take it to North Carolina. Jeff Lebo on a miss. Steve Hale rejected by Antoine Ford. Craig Neal starts out the fast break. They'll end up going to Dwayne Farrell. Georgia Tech led 42-32 at the half. Second half, Jeff Lebo trying to get a shot, won't go. Boy, North Carolina just was not hitting at this point. Sally to Bruce Dalrymple, excellent move. Georgia Tech led by 10. Now, very late in the game, it's 70-68. Georgia Tech leads by 2. Brad Doherty hits. All of a sudden, the game is tied 70-70. Georgia Tech coach Bobby Kremen saying, guys, please, wait, no mistakes in overtime, please, no mistakes. Sure enough, in overtime, Mark Price, the man who doesn't make mistakes, a bad pass stolen by Steve Hale to Kenny Smith, kissed the ball game goodbye. North Carolina over Georgia Tech 78-77. Elsewhere in college basketball, Villanova down Boston College 67-57. National Hockey League just finished their All-Star game. Let's go to Hartford, Connecticut, where they would actually have an exciting All-Star game, which usually does not happen. The Campbell Conference would win 4-3 in the second period. Mario Lemieux a shot, Grant Fuhr the save, Mario Lemieux on his own rebound. Grant Fuhr, a diving, sprawling save. Grant Fuhr would be named the most valuable player of the game. Vancouver's Tony Tonti would break up the scoreless tie with this slap shot past Mario Gosselin. The Campbell Conference took a 1-0 lead, but it would not hold up late in the second period. 1-0, Campbell Conference leading. This is Ray Bork of the Prince of Wales Conference. He comes in with the initial shot. Andy Moog the save. Brian Propp of Philadelphia puts in the rebound. That tied the game at 1-1. Now we're tied 2-2. That's Larry Robinson ahead to Brian Propp, who would get his second goal of the game. An excellent move. He fakes out Andy Moog and puts it right past him. That made it 3-2. Now in overtime, the game is tied 3-3. This is Mike Fossey. He'll skate in, feed over to the left of your screen, Brian Trottier, who mishits the puck, but it somehow goes in. That's the game-winning goal. Wales Conference wins 4-3. Once again tonight, Celtics blew open a close game in the third quarter, crushed Milwaukee 112-93. The Celtics have won 12 in a row. Let's go to the Mecca in Milwaukee. First half of the game, Milwaukee in white. Watch this pass play coming up. Moncrief misses. Paul Pressey to Terry Cummings. That's nice. 24 points for Terry Cummings. The Celtics, Scott Wedman. This is what I call great teamwork. Wedman will miss, but Bill Walton battles for the rebound, tips it to Kevin McHale. The Celtics with a 46-43 lead at the half. Second half of the game, it becomes all Celtics. Dennis Johnson waits for Larry Bird to make his move. Perfect pass, 24 points for the Birdman, as always. Now, Parrish on a miss. The rebound will go to Randy Brewer. Oh, Bill Walton steals it to Jerry Seasting. Back to Bill Walton. Celtics over Milwaukee, 112-93. Who is the fastest man in the world? A lot of people answer the question by saying it's Carl Lewis. Lewis holds the world record in the 60-yard dash. This weekend at a track meet in Dallas, Redskins cornerback Darrell Green came within 4 100ths of that record. Some say he broke it. Let's go to Dallas. Darrell Green is on the far left of your screen. He is running against Harold Shawalker, number 2, Curtis Dickey, number 3, and on the outside, Cliff Branch. If you thought Branch was fast, watch this. He's going to finish dead last. Darrell Green runs away from the field in the 60-yard dash. Now, on my hand stopwatch, he came up at 5.9. On the official scoreboard, he's at 6 minutes, and then they took it down. Wait a minute, why'd they take it down? It was a new world record, 6 seconds. I said 6 minutes, 6 seconds. When you take a look again, it's absolutely 6 6/100ths of a second. Carl Lewis holds the record at 6 2/100ths of a second. Naturally, Darrell Green is saying, hey, folks, I don't know how fast I am, but it looks awful good to me. The question becomes, why did the folks in Dallas take down that time of 6 seconds? That's a new world record. Anyway, for all the sports, 24 hours a day, dial the sports machine, 362-4444. We'll keep you up to date. Darrell Green, officially, as we ran it on the absolute cannot be wrong machine, comes up at 6 seconds and 6 100ths.
I bet Tony Dorsett knows how fast he is, right? Isn't it curious that it was in Dallas, of all places, that they put the time up and then take the time down and take the record away from the boy?
Here, we got to go to commercial. Let's get Carl Lewis and Darrell Green together, and then we'll see who it is.
I'd love it.
All right.
Set it up, George.
There it is. Come on,
Campbell
Carl.
has a wave of movies to tell us about. He'll probably tell us in Sprinter's time, too.
He'll be right here. Stay tuned.
8.6% APR financing now at Calvert Toyota. Not on a select group of vehicles, but on every 86 Toyota pickup truck and van in stock. Every one. Only at Calvert Toyota.
So far, over 500,000 businesses use MCI. Have they gone and stuck their necks out? Not on your life. With MCI, they call the same places coast to coast as AT&T and get credit cards just like with AT&T. Why, MCI is such an easy business decision that people are saying what they used to say about that other company. Nobody ever got fired for choosing MCI.
Call now and join more than 500,000 businesses who profit from using MCI.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks here to remind you that it's Alumni Week on the all-new Newlywed Game, and just look who's back. It's your favorite couples who had a lot of fun, but they never won. So they're here to try it all over again. You'll enjoy a whole week of brand new episodes, and you won't want to miss a minute of the fun and excitement. It's wilder than ever. So catch all the laughs and let the good times roll for Alumni Week on the all-new Newlywed Game.
The craziest of all the newlyweds return this week at 7:30 on Channel 4.
The Dance Theater of Harlem. An explosion of talent. A season of firsts at the Opera House for 2 spectacular weeks. The world premiere of the compelling McFalls Ballet. the company premiere of the jazzy Concerto in F, and the Washington premieres of La Mer and Jerome Robbins' delightful Fancy Free. Plus the return of the exotic Firebird. It's dance, it's theater, it's the Dance Theater of Harlem, a triumph.
Going shopping with these? They can cost you 18, 19, 21% interest. Well, Chevy Chase Savings and Loan thinks that's too high, so they're introducing a rate so low, it's making national headlines. 14% Visa and MasterCards. 14%. And no annual fee until July. For an application, call 1-800-523-2484. Because who needs the money more? You or your bank?
Heavy movie week for Arch at the Flickers. He's got some prognostications, it says here.
It's a heavy load to bear, but an easy load to watch. Or something. I don't know. This is supposed to be the slow season at the movies, but lordy mercy, they are coming out like gangbusters. I got 4 biggies I want to clue you in on tonight. Movie number 1 is Down and Out in Beverly Hills. Now, I want to tell you right now, this is the best use of Bette Midler, Richard Dreyfuss, and Nick Nolte that I've seen in a movie in years. Nick Nolte is a bum who brings new life to bored Rich, Bette, and Richard. This movie is wistful and totally amoral, but very funny. I think it's one of the best new movies of the year. Remember the name, Down and Out in Beverly Hills. You ought to go see it. Movie number 2, Murphy's Romance. There's not much to it, but it's kind of delightful. James Garner is an old coot who ultimately gets together with Sally Field. Because of Garner, it's really very funny and cute. Murphy's Romance is one of Sally's good films, too. She didn't make too many bad ones, so nice chemistry in that one. Third movie, Richard Gere, pulling out his sexy, smirky act one more time for Power. The guy is a political consultant who helps folks get elected as long as they can afford to pay him. Well, you know, big deal, you know. It's interesting, but it's really kind of a who cares movie. Same goes for the Robin Williams flick, The Best of Time, except it starts slow and ends up good. So here is a scorecard for you out of all this stuff. Down and Out in Beverly Hills is the movie you want to see. Murphy's Romance, not bad either. 3.5 big stars for both of those. Power, The Best of Time, 2.5 so-so to okay stars. And more is on the way to a theater near you, so watch this space first.
The man is through the tape in Sprinter's Time as prognosticated here.
We are awash in cinema. That's it. Good night.
Have a good night.
Made in the USA.
The quality, it sure matters to me.
Made in the USA.
Of course it matters to me.
It matters to me.
Now, everything from high fashion to home fashion. Everything that says American-made style and quality says it proudly.
Made in the USA.
You better believe it matters to me.
Look for the emblem of America's pride, because you know it matters.
Made in the USA.
Her children asked her not to go, but brave school teacher Krista McCullough did go.
In this week's Star magazine, read the story behind our worst space tragedy and the heartbreak it left behind.
Also at the Star, Joan Collins, what happened behind the scenes of Sins. Sally Field tells why she really left Burt Reynolds.
And I'll tell you how I've had it up to here with plastic surgery. How it changed me from a duckling into a swan.
Reach for this week's Star magazine for what the world is talking about.
Try one on. Celebrity Eurosport. Something more from today's Chevrolet. Celebrity Eurosport. Drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy. Celebrity.
The hearts race toward death in Greece, Wednesday at 4.